Okay, everyone, and welcome back. This episode of Amor Fati marks the first of the official IllyriahPlays Collab Series. I'm joined today by Ryonix, otherwise known as just an Aussie Yuri.
G'day everyone, my name is Ryonix.
So, let's go. What's she doing here?
Ellie? What are you doing out here?
I could ask you the same thing.
Well, I just came back from the doctor, and I'm on my way to get some groceries.
Want me to accompany you?
No, thanks. But since you're here, I need to tell you something.
What is it?
I'm moving on from you.
Why? What did I do?
You know what you did. After a long talk with Monica, she told me this might be the best course of action for me.
Well, if that's ultimately what you want to do with your life, and what you think is best, I won't object.
Sure.
What do you mean, sure?
Just sure.
I'm serious. I really am happy you're doing this.
You're just saying that, aren't you?
Why are you so cynical all of a sudden? Huh? I'm wishing you goodwill. Why are you brushing it aside?
It just seems you worry about my happiness for your sake instead of my sake. You're not truly happy for me. You're just happy for yourself, aren't you?
It's not like that, Sayori. I want you to be happy. I promised I would always be there. Whether it would take a lifetime or many. You're the most important person in my life.
Ellie, don't say that. Just let it go. I'll be fine. You have fun with the others.
No. Not this again. Sayori! The others aren't like you!
Ellie! Stop. Please.
Alright. I'll go. But it was nice seeing you. Even if it is for the last time, I take her cue and begin walking home. I've seen and heard more than I would have wanted to today. I finally make it back home. I crash on the couch and lay there, just waiting for tomorrow to come. May as well look fate in the eyes before it stabs me in the back. Today is festival day. I want to feel excited. I want to have fun. But I just feel dead inside. Today's pointless, isn't it? May as well see it through. Well, I'm here. May as well go see the literature club. Can't hurt to just say hi. Hey, everyone. Oh, hey! What brings you here? I thought I'd come say hi. And since I'm here, I want to return this. I pull out the book I borrowed earlier this week. Oh, well, that does make sense. I hand the book to Monica. Did you enjoy reading it? Not as much as I wanted to, Monica. It's hard to read. Even when I try to break it down, nothing makes sense. Anyway, that's all I wanted to do. Well, thanks for returning it. So, after all that, you're just gonna let him waltz right in and pretend everything is just fine? We talked yesterday and worked things out. Right. Forgiveness is the greatest virtue. Like hell! I'm not gonna let him walk back into this club after everything he's done. Natsuki, I know you're mad, but please, let it go. This drama was between Illy and Monica. If they worked it out, then we should have no reason to object. Fine. Look, sorry for all that crap Thursday. I was on my way out anyway. Although, since I'm still here, I should have asked this sooner. But where's Sayori? She stopped by and said she had to do something. Weird. I thought she'd be here. Anyway, you guys enjoy your festival. I wish you all good luck on the club. Thank you for stopping by. It does mean a lot. I leave the club room and head outside. Weird. Don't see Sayori around anywhere. My mind goes fully alert. She hasn't killed herself now, has she? No, she wouldn't. Not this time. Right as I'm about to run, feel a hand on my shoulder.
Bo.
Jesus! Sayori, don't do that!
Sorry. I just saw you with your back turned and I had to. Really? I'm sorry about earlier. Do you think you can forgive me?
Of course I can.
Thanks. Since we're both here, do you?
Don't tell me. After all this?
Do you want to hang out? Just for one more day?
Sayori, I couldn't pass up the chance to spend another moment with you. But why? I thought you said you wanted to move on.
I don't want to leave this on such bad terms. You're too good of a friend to do that to.
So, what do you want to do?
Just have a fun time while it lasts.
That doesn't sound too reassuring, but let's make a day out of it. Two of us headed off. We visited many stands, played games, and ate so much food it almost made us sick. Eventually, we ended up just looking at the view from the roof. What a day. Am I right, Sayori?
Yeah. I had a lot of fun. It's been really nice. But now, the sun is starting to set.
Yeah. Just how are we going to cap off this day? We've had such a rocky week.
I know what you mean. But I just want to look and enjoy the view. I've never liked watching the sunset, Illy. But for once, I don't mind it. It feels almost welcoming. and away, welcoming me to a bright new future, to the greatest adventure of all.
I think you're reading too deep into it. But maybe you're right. Maybe it's time we look to the future. And that means
that it's time to say goodbye.
Wish it didn't have to end like this. But perhaps this is the written fate I'm given. For Sayori and I to part ways. A fate I accept. Before we go, can I ask you something?
Of course.
What did I mean to you?
Illy, you're an important person who shaped me into who and what I am today. I wouldn't be here without you. I'm forever grateful that you helped me take the first few steps forward with helping me improve my life. I just wish that endings didn't have to be so bittersweet.
They're only bittersweet if you make them so, Sayori. But now it's time to go. Both of us.
Of course. But first...
Sayori grabs hold of my collar and pulls me in for a kiss, holding it for as long as we could hold our breath. And for that moment, it seemed as though Sayori and I were the only things in the world. For that moment, I was at peace, holding Sayori against my chest, feeling her soft body against mine, a sweet taste of cinnamon on her lips, and the soothing smell of her rose perfume, putting all my troubled nerves to rest. The moment I wish could have lasted forever. Right as I feel certain my lungs are about to burst, Sayori breaks off the kiss, runs to the edge of the roof, not even hesitating for a moment to leap off. With wings of wax, Sayori soars through the air, and far below us, I can hear screaming. I'm coming, Sayori. I run as fast as I can, across the roof and into the empty air, reaching out as far as I can for her. But fate had other plans. As her body crashes down on the concrete with a sickening crunch, painting the nearby asphalt crimson as her body crumples like paper. Closing my eyes, I send up a prayer for safety. And then, agony such as I have never known tears through my body as I crash down on the ground, my legs instantly snapping like twigs. I fall forward to the ground as a sudden surge of pain ripples up my arms, as my wrists break trying to cushion the fall. A third wave of pain courses through my body as I feel my back snap. I finally come to a stop with my head resting to the left, looking straight at Sayori's limp body, her head facing towards me at a horribly wrong angle. I try to cry out, but my tongue flutters in vain. All I could do was watch as the pain seared throughout my body, until I felt a strange and yet familiar sense of vertigo take over, sending me back into the void. And, more revoltingly, back to the start. I'm back here again. Don't even know what round I'm on. It really is hopeless, isn't it? No. Come on, Illy.
Hi!
Any moment now. Remember the speeches you rehearsed. Don't just stand there again. Your indecisiveness is what causes Sayori to die to begin with. I see Sayori run up to me, gasping for air.
Oh, I managed to catch up to you.
It's showtime. I have to make this count. Yes? Yes, you did. Sayori, I need to get something off my chest before we go.
What is it?
I know you're planning to kill yourself next week. I'm not joking, Sayori. Now, come with me.
Why? Why?
Stop worrying now. Come on.
But...
I don't care. Let's go. I practically dragged Sayori with me to the institution.
Illy, what's going on?
You know exactly what's going on. You're going to kill yourself next week, and I'm going to stop you. Sayori seems about ready to run off until I firmly plant my hand on her shoulder. You're not going to weasel your way out of this. Not this time.
Where is all this coming from?
When the rain clouds pass, I'll tell you.
Illy?
The rest of the walk is quiet. I know she's devastated on the inside, but it's necessary. She'll feel better soon. I will make it so, even if it kills me. We're almost there. We arrive. The receptionist greets us. You ready, Sayori?
Do I have a choice?
Fate doesn't give us a choice. We have to do this. How can I help you? My friend here is having a great deal of trouble. She's been having extremely bad suicidal tendencies. No amount of reasoning or help so far has been helping. So we're here. We'll get the doctor right away. In the meantime, please fill out this form. Sit down with Sayori by my side. I fill out most of her form for her. Once I finish, I hand it back to the receptionist. It isn't long before a doctor comes to see her. I, of course, accompany her. The three of us discuss her condition for hours. Well, after examining Miss Sayori, I believe the best course of action would be for her to be admitted to this facility immediately.
But...
I will contact your school and tell them the situation. We have a program here for students like you.
What about my club?
I'll take care of it tomorrow. And then I'll come see you.
Okay.
Just focus on getting better, Sayori. A nurse will take you to your room momentarily.
So, this is it?
Yes. I promise to come visit you every day.
Okay.
The door opens from behind. A nurse walks in and calls for Sayori. It's time.
So this is where I'll be staying? Yes, this will be your room until your release. I'll give you a moment to say goodbye and get accustomed to your new quarters. Don't forget to get changed into your new uniform. Uniform? All patients get a uniform to wear during their time here. Oh. Okay.
Is there anything I could get you from your house?
I would advise that you don't do that. It's part of our regulations here. We've had a number of patients try to harm themselves with simple household objects.
Can I at least bring her homework from school?
Oh, our student program will take care of that.
What can I do?
Give her the support she needs, but also go home and get some rest. I can tell this is also stressful for you.
I guess this is goodbye.
If I'm going to be gone for a long while, I should give you these.
Sayori hands me her house keys. Despite how angry she is, there's still a part of her that needs me. I'll see you soon. I give Sayori a hug before departing. As I walk out of the facility, I smile. For the first time in a long time. I think I finally did it. No, don't get too comfortable just yet. I have to wait until next Monday to see for sure. In the meantime, I should look over the club and her house for her. I make it back home and set both our bags down before I walk over to the couch and crash. Now, I have a moment to collect my thoughts. I hope what I'm doing is the right thing. I don't know how much more I can take of this. I guess only time will tell. It's Monday, the day of the festival. Of all days, I would expect Sayori to already be up and about. Haven't heard from her at all. It's like she's ghosted me. But why would she do that? In any case, I pick up my phone and dial her number. Strange. No signal. I knock on her door. Nothing. Carefully walk inside her house. I call her from the first floor. Nothing. Walk upstairs. Nothing. I feel anxiety begin to build inside me as I walk up to her room. I feel every fiber of my being screaming at me, telling me not to open the door. And yet, I must. I open the door carefully. Nothing. Where is she? Is she already at the festival? I rush over to the school as fast as my legs can take me. I look around everywhere, finding not even a single person. What the hell is going on? Did everyone at the school vanish? Or did they relocate to another place? Is it Sunday? I have to keep looking. Not here. Not here either. There has to be someone here. I know it. Finally, I spot someone in the courtyard. It's Yuri. Oh, thank God, someone I know. Yuri! Oh, it's so good to see you. But where is everyone? You shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done what? What are you talking about? Where is everyone, Yuri? You shouldn't have done that. Okay. I guess Yuri isn't going to be any help. Back inside, hoping I could find someone else. I peer inside of a classroom to see someone sitting at a desk within. It's Monica. Today must be my lucky day, I think. Monica, what's up? Where is everyone? What happened to the festival? You shouldn't have done that. Did Yuri get to you too? What the hell is going on here? Can you hear me? Monica? You shouldn't have done that. I try to grab hold of Monica to knock some sense into her. When I do, my hands phase right through her like some ghost.
You shouldn't have done that.
What the hell? What's going on here, Monica? You know what? Forget it. I leave. There's only one place I haven't looked. Sayori has to be there. I know she has to be here. It's the one place I see her any more these days. I just hope I'm not too late. I walk up to the 3rd story, to a part of the school that's hardly used. I stand in front of the door to the literature club. She has to be here. Please don't be dead. I slowly walk inside. To my surprise, I see Sayori standing in the center of the room. She turns around and smiles at me and begins slowly walking towards me. Her smile seems almost sadistic. No.
It's so good to see you made it to the Literature Club's main event. I wouldn't want to see you miss this. Today, I will be presenting my poem. I call it Damnation. Enjoy!
That's a strange name for a poem. Wait. Oh. Sayori. I rush over to her and try to catch her as she falls, but her body falls right through my arms. I look at her face. She's still smiling. Her eyes look so relaxed. Sayori, can you hear me?
You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?
Don't say that. Come on, stay with me. I'm going to call an ambulance and everything will be all right. Wait. There's no signal. I see Sayori's eyes closed, body slowly vanishes and the world around me becomes dark.
You shouldn't have done that.
Stop!
You shouldn't have done that.
No more!
You shouldn't have done that.
Make it stop! Get out of my head! I jump out of my bed in a cold sweat. I can't do this. No. I need to get up. Club will find out one way or another. It's best that they hear it from me. I'm just outside the clubroom. The club is going to be different without Sayori. The other 3 must be wondering what they should do. Nonetheless, I have to go in. I open the door and head inside. Hello? Huh? Who are you? I'm Illy. Pleased to meet you. Illy? Well, time sure flies, doesn't it? We can reminisce another time, Monica. Oh? I'm here because of Sayori. I was wondering what happened to her. She never got back on any of my texts. Sayori was going to take her life. So I took action. Now she's in the psych ward. Could you say that again? Sayori tried to kill herself, and I had to take action. Oh, Oh dear. I never would have imagined Sayori would do something like that. Well, thank you for relaying this information to me. As unfortunate as it may be, we should give our friend the support she needs. So, we're dropping our current club activities to go to the hospital? Not now, but I believe we should all go see her at one point. I propose we all group up and see her Sunday. But what about the festival? I believe we have more pressing matters. I concur. Sayori and her well-being comes before the festival. Besides, we can always do festival prep Saturday. Under ideal conditions, cupcakes can stay fresh for a week. How do you... Sayori tells me you love to bake cupcakes. Figure that's what you're doing for the festival. Right. Anyway, what do we do now? Well, aside from determining an interim vice president and making plans for Sayori, I'm honestly drawing blanks. Should we call it an early day? Yes, let's all go home for now. I'll message you to discuss plans later, and I'm sure the rest of you have things to take care of. We'll all be here tomorrow, correct? Of course we will. That's what we do as a club. I don't recall you stating you wanted to be a member. Would you like to join the club? Can I be an unofficial member? Given the extenuating circumstances. No. You're either a part of this or not. There's no in between. Does it matter if I'm a member or not? She died either way. No, I should just join to ease Sayori, to tell her I at least joined the club. All right. I'll join. I'm in this with you. That's good to hear. Now, everyone can go home. I'll message you all later tonight. Well, that was painless. I leave to pay Sayori a visit. Hello, I'm here to visit a patient. Who will you be seeing today? Is Sayori able to see visitors? Yes, just leave your stuff here and I can let you through. Okay. Where should I leave it? Right here is fine. Set my stuff down and the receptionist directs me to where Sayori's room is. Room 404. I begin heading in that direction. As I walk down the hallway, the buzzing of the lights and the cold air around me makes me feel unwelcome. It's so cold and sanitary that I feel alien here. Thoughts of screaming, relentless patients, the smell of blood and chemicals scares me. I'm scared to be alone here. My mind switches gears and I quicken down the hallway, almost running. I can only imagine what Sayori must be feeling while being here. I approach her door and knock lightly. I hear the door crack open.
Yes, Doc? Ellie?
Sayori lunges out of the door to hug me.
It's so good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too. May I come in?
Oh, please do. Make yourself at home.
I walk inside and lean against the wall. So, how was your first day?
Very scary. I hardly slept last night. I just kept looking out the window and out to the stars. I kept telling myself that there isn't a single rain cloud in the sky. that I could find some hope here. But this place is cold and scary.
I know, but you'll get accustomed to it. Admittedly, I quite literally threw this on you. I'm sorry I forced this onto you.
Well, I'm sure it was for the better.
I'm sure there are some good things. There has to be something good.
I don't think so.
Come on, there's gotta be something.
It feels like a fish out of water. Sure, I'm with people like me, but I feel so disconnected from them.
How so?
Everywhere I look, I just see myself. I look at other patients, and all I see is how I might end up.
So, you're scared to talk to others? What about it scares you? You make conversations with strangers and make new friends all the time. What's wrong?
I don't know. I don't want to talk about this anymore. School must be lonely without me.
Well,
What is it?
I did join the literature club.
Oh? I thought you said that's the last club you'd join.
Consider it a change of heart. And given the circumstances, I'm the only connection you and the club have.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
It's unbearable to watch her like this. It's the first time she's truly alone. I wish I didn't have to do this. Why? Why did it have to come to this?
Hey, can you do a favor for me?
Anything.
I know I'm not supposed to, but can you?
There's a knock on the door. A nurse walks in.
It's time for your 6 o'clock. Already? Looks like this is goodbye, Illy.
Wait, what did you need me to do?
Take care of things while I'm not at home. Take care of yourself.
Okay.
Visiting hours are over for the moment. Come back another time.
Without wasting any more time, I walk out of the room and head out. It's already nighttime by the time I get back. My mind lingers on what Sayori told me before I left. I promised Sayori I would take care of her home. Yeah. She'll come home to a nice clean house. It's the least I can do for her. Feels weird walking around in here while she's gone. This feels like a breach of privacy, even if she asked me to watch it for her. Jeez. Room here's a mess, clothes strewn all over the floor, most of which are stuffed under the bed. Start by collecting all the clothes and putting them in a pile. Pick up her panties by pinching the very edge and holding them at an arm's length away. I open the closet door to find more trash and dirty clothes. I try not to gag at the odor. After putting all her clothes in a pile and bagging her trash, I move to organize her room. This part is a breeze compared to the last step. I go over to start making her bed. Look under it to find more clothes. Mostly underwear this time. Even more disgusting. I hurry as fast as I can to move them aside, and something rather hard and round comes into my grasp. My heart sinks. No, it can't be. I pull it out to find the noose. I knew you had to be here somewhere. So, we meet at last. I don't think Sayori intended for me to find this, but then again, she knows this room better than me, and she asked to take care of this place for her. Too bad, pal. I got her before you could. I untie the noose and toss it in the garbage. I don't care if Sayori intended for me to find it. All that matters is that it's gone. I continue to make her bed. I lift the mattress and immediately drop it back down. Saw her diary. Lifting the mattress back up, I pick up the diary and look at it. Toss it over to the desk and tell myself it's not worth it to take. Work until late into the night, the book lingering in my mind all the way through. In a way, it kind of excites me to think about it. Forbidden Pandora's box that isn't meant to be opened. Bigger breach in privacy than coming in here to find her corpse. And I knew that I was going to satisfy it. But only when I have to. Now is not the time. I take the diary home with me. It was hard to sleep last night due to the diary and Sayori's hospital stay. I tried to relax myself, but no amount of convincing could mend my anxiety. I just want this to be over. Please, God, let it be over. Get ready for another day. Good to see you're back, Illy. We have a lot planned today. I'm sure, Monica. We're going all out for this club, aren't we? Yeah. I guess we'll see. Mm-hmm. Okay. Everyone? We're excited. We're just keeping ourselves down to earth, you know? So, first point of our agenda today. Yuri and I have been talking. And? I ran some ideas past Yuri. One idea I had was, what if we all read a book together as a club? So, you want to read a book as a group? Did I not make myself clear? You did. I was just confirming. Did you and Yuri decide on a book? Oh God, please tell me you didn't let Yuri choose the book. What's so bad about me choosing? Your taste in books is very specific. Pardon? Girls, can we not debate this? Did I stutter? In all fairness, this is the literature club. If you wanted to read your comic books, why didn't you join a club for that instead? They're not comic books, damn it! You're so ignorant, and you think that literature is only your convoluted books and shit. Well, guess what? Manga can be literature too. Novels can be just as easy to follow if you're just willing to read and use your imagination. I'm not denying that visuals aren't worth anything, but there are just simply some things that pictures can't communicate. Pictures may speak to the eyes, but words can speak to the soul. Besides, I wouldn't make such a decision without your input. Are you saying I'm stupid because I can't understand what a book is telling me? Not at all. I'm simply saying that maybe if you just opened your mind a little more, tried to expand your horizons, then maybe you could see the value in other forms of literature. Since when do you ever go out of your way to read manga? Maybe you should practice what you preach, bitch. Yuri takes a deep breath before speaking up. So, we appear to be at an impasse. I can't find a manga to read, and you can't find a novel to read. So, if there is something you want from the club, all you have to do is tell us. Well, I would like to read something more lighthearted. I can't stand reading books where someone has to die. We have novels like that. In fact, I know of one that fits your preferences. Yuri gets up and retrieves a book from the closet and shows it to Natsuki. What? Do you even hear yourself right now? This is exactly what I was talking about. This book is nothing like what I'd read. Natsuki, stop. You're acting like a child. We're not going to get anything done if you're going to sit there and whine. Oh, you think you're so much better than me because you're a stoic and shit? Why don't you take that book and stick it... I wouldn't go there if I were you, Natsuki. Natsuki seems about to walk up to Yuri, but Monica intervenes. You two, stop it, now! Why should I? You're the debate expert here, aren't you? Why don't you prove to Yuri that she's being so stuck up? Natsuki, drop it. You're gonna kick me out of the club? You'll have to disband the club if you do that. Well, fine. Monica stopped midway through, realizing what she was about to say. That's right. I could already see the clubs falling apart. I knew this was going to happen. You're doing more harm than good for this club. Just calm down, Natsuki. I'm sure we can find a book that everyone here can enjoy. What do you know about the club? You literally just joined yesterday. You know what? I don't want to talk about it. Go enjoy your club. Natsuki stomps out of the room, slamming the door behind her. Monica, Yuri, and I each look at each other with confusion. I didn't mean for her to leave. Give her some space. I'm sure she'll calm down and come back tomorrow. So, are we still reading a book together? I don't think so. It's my fault. I had to insult Natsuki's preferences. It's okay. When she calms down, you'll have your chance to talk things out with her. We really should give Sayori more credit. What makes you say that? She would have diffused the argument before it could escalate. You're right. It's been so much harder to run the club without her. No offense to you, Yuri. None taken. I'm going to go too. Already? I suppose there's no point in continuing when things are this bad. Come on. We're not going to let one argument get in the way of this. It's not just the argument. I really don't have anything else planned for today, unfortunately. Right. Well, see you tomorrow then. If there is even a club tomorrow. I head outside to go visit Sayori. On my way out, I see Yuri sitting under a tree, reading. Hey, Yuri! Oh, hey, Illy. What are you doing here? Well, sometimes I come here to clear my thoughts. Reading meditations, I take it? Oh, how did you? I recognize the cover. I see. I'm gonna go see Sayori. You could tag along if you want. Maybe discuss the book as we go along. I think that would be nice. Let's get going then. Two of us walk in silence, even more so than Sayori on her bad days. But her presence next to me is comforting. I guess misery loves company. Or does the company make misery less miserable? Either way, it's nice to have her around. Now, it would be nice if I could get her to talk a bit more. She looks oddly stressed out. Something on your mind? Oh, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. When they say it's nothing, it's probably something. No one here is going to hurt you if something is on your mind. I don't want to talk about it. This doesn't sound like you, Yuri. I know you're shy, and not the most social of people, but I know you're not scared. Well, what makes you say that? It's what I see in you. Sorry if I creeped you out a bit. It's quite all right, Ellie. So, what does seem to be the problem? Are you scared of hospitals? Yes. I don't have the best memories of them. Well, they're not exactly the happiest place on earth. I was born in one and I cried for hours. Yuri couldn't help but snicker just a little. So was I. But I just never imagined I would be in one again, let alone see someone in the same shoes I was once in. What do you mean? I'll explain it later. Just give me a moment to collect my thoughts on what to tell Sayori. Yuri goes quiet. The rest of the walk goes by slower, as if time wants to remind me of the awkwardness of the situation. Eventually, we arrived at the hospital. Receptionist greets us, and I give Yuri a rundown of the hospital rules. I'll watch your stuff, Yuri. You go on ahead. What room is she in? 404. Fourth one down the hall, on the fourth floor. Yuri leaves. I sit down with her bag by my side. Her visit Wasn't as long as I hoped for. I guess when Yuri has something on her mind, she doesn't waste time. I'm back. Would you like to go visit her? Sure. Set my stuff down and head towards her room. I imagine things will be mostly like yesterday. However, I need to talk to Sayori about what I saw last night. I know she might not want to talk about it, but at this point, it doesn't matter. I approach her door again. Knock quietly. Knock knock, guess who?
Who?
It's Illy.
Illy's not here.
That's because he's standing outside the door. I hear the door open with Sayori greeting me with her trademark smile. Her eyes, however, seem tired. Yeah, there's lots to talk about.
So, how was your day?
It was interesting. Do I really tell her about what happened at the club? I mean, I'm sure she's going to find out at one point or another. Do I just spare her the details now, or not? I should just bite the bullet. You can always try again. About that, Sayori.
What's wrong, Illy? Did something happen?
How do I put this?
Just say it straight. My doctors say it helps.
Right. Natsuki marched out of the club in a fit of rage.
You mean she left the club?
I believe so, unfortunately.
Then that leaves the club with only 3 members. That means...
Don't worry about it. Festival's around the corner. Surely we'll draw in some new members to make up for our losses.
You say that like Natsuki never mattered to the club.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the festival will be the perfect chance to show everyone what the literature club is really about.
You sound like Monica when you say it like that.
You're not wrong there. I wasn't saying it like that, though.
Then what are you saying?
That things will be all right. We'll make this work out, even with Natsuki's absence.
Oh.
Sayori's smile seemed to have faded despite the good news. Pains me even more to consider mentioning the news I saw. But then again, I imagine she's mentioned her suicidal thoughts to her doctors. Even though I know I will jump back in time, I still feel this anxiety swell up inside. I have to. If not now, when? Sayori, there's something I need to ask.
What is it?
When I was cleaning around your room, I found a noose lying around. I tossed it as soon as I found it.
That's a good thing, Illy.
I know. I'm just so scared that I came so close to losing you. If I didn't do what I did, I've lost my mind. I worry about you too much.
Don't beat yourself up over these things. I now realize you had your reasons, even if they were unreasonable and not just... I now realize that you had your reasons, even if they were unreasonable and just not you. In a way, I can't blame you. I would have done the same for you.
I know you would.
Well, I'm glad that part's over.
Which brings me to my next point. I did find your diary last night. Didn't pop it open, but what disturbs me is...
Oh no. You found...
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I'm far away from it and getting the help I need. Just throw it away. Pretend you never saw it.
Okay. It's almost 6 o'clock. Maybe it's better if I leave.
Oh no, you can stay. Well, I don't have anything else planned for today. You can stay until they kick you out. Besides, I don't have anyone else here.
So, are you making any friends during your time here?
There's people I talk to, but nothing like a friend.
You just met them. Give it time. You're probably just comparing them to the literature club. If I've learned anything from you, it's that I shouldn't take my friends for granted and look at them only at face value. I'm sure it means a lot to them for you to be a part of their group. Just give it more time.
What makes you so sure?
I just know. You still trust me, right, Sayori?
Yeah. Can we talk about something else?
Of course. We talk for what feels like hours. Both forget about the club and her depression and even the noose for a moment in time. For once, I see a side of Sayori I haven't seen in years. Got so caught up talking to her, I almost didn't notice the knocking at the door. I go open the door.
Visiting hours are over. Oh, already?
All right. See you tomorrow, Sayori. I leave Sayori a kiss on the forehead and a goodbye. Walk over to Yuri, reading more of her book. Hey, I'm ready to go. How about you? Of course. Do you mind if I came over to your place? We could talk more about that book. You know, the company doesn't sound bad, actually. So, yes? Mm-hmm. Lead the way, Yuri. We both head out the door. Here we are. Don't mind the mess when we get indoors. I just wasn't expecting company today. Feel free to make yourself at home. Don't worry. I'll be fine, mess or no mess. It's so nice and organized in here. Everything's so lined and sorted. I don't see a mess. What are you talking about? Modesty is a virtue. I always try to imagine myself as a guest in my own home. Right. Anyway, before we start, would you care for some tea? I would love some. Do you have a preference? Chai, Earl Grey, Oolong, Lady Grey? I don't really have one. I'll just have what you're having. All right, then. Yuri walks off to prepare some tea. For a timid person, she's a good hostess. I take a seat on her couch and look around. Came all this way. Don't want it to be for nothing. Yuri comes back with a pitcher of tea and 2 cups. Here you go. I hope this is too strong for you. I don't buy store-brand tea, so I make it to my preference. I'm sure I can handle it. It's your house, your rules. I won't judge you on that. If you say so, really. Where did you want to start? How do you stay so calm? I know you mentioned practicing rational thought, but I would have cursed Natsuki out if I were in your shoes. Each morning, I remind myself that people can be deceiving, ill-willed, stubborn, and so on. With that, I'm able to go with the flow. I get that, but I'm still gonna get angry. I can't just bottle it up, right? That is true. However, you shouldn't view your feelings as finite states. Your emotions ebb and flow, like the waves of the ocean. They'll pass in due time. I understand Natsuki isn't too keen with what I prefer to read. I did my best to reason with her, but what she does is her prerogative. So you just don't care? I wouldn't word it like that. Apathy is a vice, and I would not want to view people like that. I just lower my expectations. I see. So, should I accept the possibility that despite all of my efforts, Sayori still might take her life? As much as I don't want to say it, yes. Death comes for everyone, and we don't know when he will show up at our doorstep. I understand you don't want her to die, however, she's not immortal. And neither are you, or Monica, or I myself. Everything has an end to it. I wouldn't want to lose her and live an entire life sulking, thinking of ways I could have saved her. I understand. But do you truly know if Sayori will go through with it? She's getting the help she needs. How can you be so sure when you don't know the full roadmap of your own life? It's like putting a book down early because the story didn't captivate you soon enough when it gets interesting later. I know because I've seen it happen, Yuri. I've seen the beginning and the ending of this story, and the ending is terrible. No matter how many times I try to change the outcome, I just keep coming back to the same result. My entire life is the epitome of insanity. Sayori always dies. So, what you're saying is that you have traveled back in time to try and save Sayori from taking her life. And yet, you find yourself unable to? Exactly. As unlikely as I find this, let's humor the idea. Supposing you are stuck in a time loop and your memories have carried over from each previous one. Do you not think you are being offered the chance to champion your fate? And yet you can't seem to figure out how to champion it. Are you implying I'm not supposed to save her? That I'm supposed to let her die? Not at all, Illy. What I'm saying, however, is to not look at your life so objectively. Each trial and tribulation you encounter has significance. So what am I supposed to do? If there is nothing that can be done, cherish the last moments you have with her and carry her memory when her time comes. Can we change the topic? I don't want to think about this anymore. Very well. Would you like to take this time to do homework? A puzzle or homework usually clears my mind. I already finished mine. Worked on it during class. Really? Even the teachers were impressed. Maybe I could help you. If I find myself unable to, then I will ask for your assistance. So, I'm just gonna sit here for an hour doing nothing? You are more than welcome to look through my library. Alright. Stand up and peruse her bookshelf. Various novels, just phasing through me with nothing of interest in any of them. Settle on a familiar book that I'm bored to death of. Decide to open it again, hopefully finding something of value this time. I can hear Yuri's quiet hums and whispers. Time passes, and Yuri looks up. What do you make of it? As many times as I've read this, nothing still makes sense. I've lost track at this point. It's just a messy blur of words and sentences. With books like what you're reading, I tend to read a small section and then break down what they might mean. You have to ponder on what you're taking in. I know that! I just wish I could find something. I'm so tired of getting nothing. Illy, there are no guarantees in life, and expecting more than what nature provides you will cause suffering. So, you just want me to sit here with my thumbs up my ass and do nothing? Forcing yourself to get something that's out of reach won't do you any good. Let's go back to our lesson from earlier. What are you to learn if you are lost? If I'm lost, I should be able to find my way out. And what should you be able to do when you are out? Help those who are lost. You see? But how am I supposed to get out then? I think you're starting to find the way out already. You must always strive to make observations and learn the logic of the universe. Only then will everything else fall into place. So, after all this, you've made my case for me. It's always been about how I choose to react to the events around me, to be a witness to the world around me, observing the choices I make, or my failure to make them. I think you're starting to understand this more. Right. Oh, where are my manners? Would you care to have some dinner? Oh, there's no need. I'll be fine. You are my guest, I insist. Besides, a warm meal usually relaxes me. You still looked a bit stressed. Alright. What do you have in mind? Well, I do have leftover bell peppers and beef. I would whip something up, but don't worry about it, Yuri. You said go with the flow of things. Leftovers may be the path of least resistance. You're right. I think you're starting to get it. Also, yes? Is there beef in this dish? Illy, it's in the name. I'm just teasing you, Yuri. It just seemed like such a weird question to ask. A bit of a waste to ask if you want to know the truth. I'm sure people ask for no bananas on their banana splits. Some people are just dumb like that. Anyways, I'm going to prepare some leftovers for dinner then. I'll help you out. That's really sweet of you, but I can handle this. You just relax. Yuri walks over to the kitchen. I really do admire how she's able to stay so calm and reserved. Something I find myself lacking. In a way, she really is like a mother. Maybe it's just me falling for her, but can't let myself get distracted. Sayori's still my priority. Dinner's ready. Dinner smells wonderful. It's my specialty, although it's not as good as it could be. Why's that? Heating food back up makes it lose some of its flavor. It'll be fine. I know, it's just that the food critic in me isn't fond of it. Yeah. To each their own. Hey, Yuri? Yes. Thank you. Despite everything today, and all my worries for Sayori and the club, you still helped me find happiness. Of course, true happiness is about being in harmony with nature. If the club was never meant to be, then that's the nature of things. It's strange thinking about it like that. Like, nothing truly matters? Monica's literature club is one out of hundreds out there in the world. The world isn't going to stop spinning because one literature club got disbanded. What's that supposed to mean? It's, as I said before, everything has an end. From our lives to our time in school, our club, even this very dinner we're having. But do not take it nihilistically. Instead, live as though you will die tomorrow, but learn as though you live forever. I see. For someone who's quiet, never figured her to be such an interesting person. She fills a gap I've been missing, in a way. And when this is all over, it'll be gone, and there won't be anything left of it. We continue talking for hours. I look over at the clock and back at Yuri. Yuri, I stand up and look at her. Thank you for having me over. I won't forget this night. You're welcome, Illy. I take it you're leaving now. It's 2 a.m. We still have school in the morning. Even if it was the weekend, I don't think I would want to stay the night. No offense to you, of course. I understand. I want to thank you as well. I never get a chance to talk to anyone outside of school. I know I'm not the best at socializing, but when I do, I cherish every moment. I can't help but blush. I don't know what to say. I appreciate it, Yuri. I will cherish today as well. See you tomorrow. Wait. I know it isn't much, but I want to give you this. Yuri hands me a small box. I open it to find tea packets inside. Oh, Yuri, you don't have to. Thank you is all I need. It's a gift. Thank you for time well spent. I decide not to deny her gift. She went through a lot of work for this. Thank you. I wish you well, Illy. Yeah, I'll be going now. Good night. Farewell, and sweet dreams to you. You too. I leave her house and start walking home. I look out into the starry sky, the earthy smell of Yuri's tea being my only companion. Remember, thou art mortal. One day, I will die. Will I? I have to. There is an end to everything, right? There has to be an end. I'm overthinking this. I should sleep. Morning again. Today, I shall be meeting with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness. All of them due to the offender's ignorance of what is good or evil. Monica asked if we could meet up and visit Sayori. Last time we were alone together, things didn't go well. Look over to my nightstand, see Sayori's diary staring back at me. Nope, I'm not going to look at you. I don't want to look inside. Go on about my business and get ready for school. I'll be out extra late, so I don't have to look at you. Head out the door and go to school. School goes as it always does. I feel so drained. I thought things would be easier, considering I know the answers to every test by memory. Anyway, time to go through with this. Illy, you showed up. Why do you sound surprised? Well, you're the only one who showed up today. Happened to Yuri. She resigned. She said it wasn't her position to take. So that makes me vice president now? I guess. Until after the festival, and we draw in new members, right? I don't know if we can do... I don't know if we can even do anything at this point. The school won't recognize us as a club now. Do you hear yourself? We can do this. If this is the way things are meant to be, I'll have to disband the club. Perhaps there will be another time. Guess there's no point to my vice presidency then. You're the president. Ultimately, it's up to you to decide the fate of the club. I just wish things didn't have to go south all because I decided to get Sayori the help she needed. Are you suggesting this is your fault? Illy, you did what was best for Sayori's sake. I'm not going to fault you for that. But this is an unintended side effect. The club means a lot to her. She's going to be devastated to know it's gone. Unfortunately, yes. But time goes on. We'll move on from this club and go on about our school lives. Yeah. Are we all still going to meet up Sunday, despite everything? It would mean the world to Sayori. I'm sure they'll understand and come along for her sake. So I would love to tag along. Well, seeing as there is nothing else to discuss, I think it's time to call this meeting to a close for the last time. Hey, no need to feel so down about it. Like you said, there'll be another time. That time will be Sunday. So, ready to go? Yeah. Two of us head out. It's weird saying goodbye to the club like this. It's quiet. Even though Monica's by my side, I feel so angry, sad, and tired. So many conflicting things on what I should even say to her. Never had this problem with Yuri. Why am I having this problem with Monica? So, how are you today? Come on, say something. I'm gay. Wait, what? That's not what I meant. I had a brain fart there. I wasn't sure if I should have said I'm good or okay, so I freaked out. I can hear Monica snickering. Well, that explains why you didn't show any interest in the girls at the club. Monica, you know I'm joking with you. Although there's no shame in it. Your secret will be safe with me. There is no secret. I'm just so worried about Sayori that I don't have time to get involved in relationships. So, you have other priorities. What about school or your grades? I aced all my exams and finished my homework without any effort. Since when? Didn't you drop out of the class we shared? Just because I'm not in advanced placement classes doesn't mean I'm stupid. I'm sure there are shitheads in your class. Hey, Illy. Yeah? I got you talking. Good for you. Why are you so blunt? What do you mean? Well, Sayori likes to talk about you sometimes during our club meetings. She talks a lot about how kind and compassionate and gentle you are. She mentions how easygoing you are and how you just go with whatever. Sayori was right. I used to be that person, but people change over time. I used to think you were really cool and popular. I mean, you're the class star. Who wouldn't want to be with you? But as time went on and I listened to Sayori and her doctor talk, I began to see her true colors. You don't care about her in the club as much as you believe. That's my honest answer on why I'm different. Well, that would explain it. Well, it is true that I haven't been the best with the club. I mean, the club fell apart because of my actions. And while I'm partly responsible for Sayori's current situation, I still have a choice on what I can do about it. Right now, I want to help Sayori to the best of my ability. Well, let's get going then. Well, this is the place. Yeah. You want to go first? I'm going to take a few moments to collect my thoughts. Alright. I head to her room as normal. Day 3, visiting Sayori. Same sterile hallway, same cold lights, same odd feeling. Today, it smells a bit like blood, despite the pungent odor of chemicals. To be honest, I thought I would be used to the smell of it by now. I arrive at her door and knock. I hear a small but audible groan from inside the room. Sayori absent-mindedly opens the door without much thought. Door swings, hits me square in the shoulder. As I yelp in pain, Sayori comes back to her senses.
Oh my gosh, I didn't mean to hit you. Are you okay?
Don't worry about it. You fixed a crick in my shoulder that's been bothering me.
You don't have to act tough, Illy. It's okay if you're hurt.
No worries. I'm fine. You just caught me by surprise.
But you're the one who knocked. Were you expecting me to not answer?
Never mind. Can I come in?
Well, I don't know. Can you?
May I?
Of course. But you can't stay long today.
And why is that? Doctors not like me? They think I'm in the way?
Oh, it's not that. My treatment is going to start today. They say after the weekend is over, I'll be a brand new Sayori.
Why does this sound like an indoctrination? Now that I think about it, she looks much more tired. I know we stayed up a fair bit yesterday, but I've seen her better with even less sleep. Something isn't adding up.
I'm really glad you came today. Well, I've been scared all day.
Why's that?
Well, I'm not sure if I'll entirely be the old pre-rain cloud Sayori I was after this weekend.
You know they're not going to stick needles into you.
Well, I know they won't.
Then what do you have to be afraid of? Certainly you're not scared of your old self, right? New you was born from the old you. It's okay to feel uncertain. I know how you feel.
Illy.
Don't worry about it, Sayori. Things will be alright.
Illy, I don't need you to reassure me. And you don't have to guess what's wrong anymore. That's what doctors are for anyways, right?
Guess I should drop it. Maybe I should get going. But before I go, is there anything you want to get off your chest?
Illy, don't worry about me so much. As as I can't stand to be here. I'm grateful you brought me here. I didn't have the courage to do it myself. But you brought me here, and now I see that I'm not alone in this world. So, thank you for getting me the help I needed. Thanks to you, I now have the courage to do what I need to do. This is goodbye for now, Illy.
See you tomorrow and Sunday?
I'll hold you to that. Don't keep me waiting.
Sayori and I exchanged a short and sweet hug, but it feels so bitter. More bitter than anything Sayori could have written. It didn't take long for her to notice.
Cheer up. You said things will get better, right? And you know what's best.
I can't deal with this. I need to leave. I can't let the cracks show. Sayori would be devastated if she knew the truth. It's human to have doubts. I'm not sure what fate has planned. I just don't want things to get worse for you. You've suffered enough as it is. More than you lead yourself to believe.
What are you talking about?
You don't need to worry about it. You worry about getting better. I can handle myself with my date with Destiny. I'm gonna go now. Monica probably wants to talk to you.
Why don't you sound happy about that?
I'm tired.
I'm tired too, but it's nice to see other friends.
Despite everything, you still consider her a friend? She's part of the reason why you're here.
Monica isn't the only reason. In fact, I'm standing right in front of another.
You shouldn't show thanks, only to take it back when it suits you. I brought you here for your own good. You wouldn't have come here.
No one goes to the hospital willingly. Can I see Monica before my time is up?
Yeah, go ahead. Take my leave and go back to the lobby. Sayori's ready to see you. Wish me luck. Right. I'll be waiting. Monica finally leaves. Took her long enough. She's taking longer than expected. They really must be conversing. It's better that they work things out. I lay my head back, close my eyes. Maybe Monica isn't so bad after all. Maybe it was a good thing I gave her another chance. Honestly, I don't think I'm back! Jesus! No, just Monica. Long talk? It was actually cut short. Nurse came in and told Sayori it was time for her treatment to start, so I was asked kindly to leave. Oh, well, today's been quite a day, hasn't it? Yes, it has. How do you feel about dinner? I don't know. Feels weird considering dinner with Yuri last night. Well, you're not sleeping around. Besides, Sayori would want you to be out socializing with friends. Right, that's what she would want me to do. Something on your mind, Illy? It's nothing. Let's go. So, where to? Steak dinner? One big, juicy ribeye steak? Very funny. Oh, right. You're a vegan. You can enjoy a light salad. Are you done? I know I'm a vegan, but you don't have to make fun of it. So, where do you want to go that's not a steakhouse? You know a lot of places, don't you? After all, you're popular with a lot of friends. I'm sure you know all the cool places. Oh, of course I do. Lead the way, then. All right. This way. This little place has everything. It's a burger shop. I know, but I like their salads. Walk up to the cashier and order 1 garden salad with a medium drink. One quadruple cheeseburger with extra 4 cheeses, extra bacon, all the sauces you have. A large order of chili cheese fries with extra onions and pepper jack cheese. Extra large salmon shakes, side order of mayo, and an extra order of large fries. And throw in a triple scoop sundae with extra hot fuzz and nuts as well. Will I complete your order? Yes. Your order will be out in a moment. Monica reluctantly pulls out her wallet and pays for the meal. I can hear audible cursing from within the kitchen. We take a seat and wait. So, are you always like this? Sayori tells me you're never like this. Like what? Rude. It's not like you're... It's like you're going out of your way to push my buttons. Maybe I'm just testing how stoic you are. In that case, I find your behavior very non-stoic. What makes you say that? I understand that you don't like me, and you don't entirely trust me. And, to a degree, you would be entitled to that notion. However, that does not excuse your actions. If you're going to accuse and throw stones, make sure others aren't going to throw stones back. What's that supposed to mean? What I'm saying is this. You can judge only when you have committed no crimes. You saying that to make me feel guilty? No, not at all. I'm simply making a point. I don't hold a grudge against you, but that doesn't stop me from commenting on your actions. So, are you gonna scold me and tell me why I should be vegan? Because if you are, please don't. You do your thing, I'll do mine. I wasn't going to. Well, now I'm curious. Why did you want to become a vegan? Don't change the subject. Now, As I said before, I find your actions very unstoic. You don't accuse or mock others when you please, and act stoic when it's convenient. And what about it? Yuri tells me you two had a great night last night, and you were willing to listen to her. You even showed gratitude. And yet, when it's you and I receive nothing short of negativity. Just karma. Don't act like you're in the right here. You're just as guilty. You accuse me of being responsible for Sayori's condition. What do you mean? Don't play stupid. You know what you told Sayori. But you know what? You told me you were also part of the problem. Maybe you should take a moment to look at yourself. Oh, yeah? What are you doing about it? I can ask you the same question. Because to me, it looks like you're doing nothing. Well, excuse me, but who's taking care of Sayori's house right now? Because it's not you. And who's being stubborn and won't acknowledge that they're part of the problem? Because it's not me. Because I'm the one being dismissive. Do you really want to keep going back and forth? Did you forget I was the debate team leader? Like I'm supposed to be scared that you know the art of bullshitting. Good for you. All right, nothing I say will get through to you. Sayori was right when she said you really are part of the issue. Neither of us are going to help Sayori if we keep bickering. Now you want to be the voice of reason. By this point, Sayori would have told us both to stop. Look, I've said some things behind your back, but you've done the exact same thing. So we're even. Fine. But that doesn't excuse you. By the way, you owe me $30. For what? For what's about to be on your plate, you glutton. Now look who's accusing. Maybe dinner with you wasn't a good idea. Maybe, but it's too late to walk away now. In reality, this is a great learning opportunity. Of course, I get to see the worst in people and make the most of it. I'm not the worst person you know. Ever hear of The Last Man? No, haven't. To put it simply, they are so despicable that they'd rather drag society down with them. So shallow and empty, they seek every material pleasure that the world can offer. They claim to have found true happiness, but in reality, they're just hollow shells. They're empty on the inside. They would rather stay complacent in their own ideals. Why don't we use my veganism as an example, since you seem so fixated on it? All right. I'm sure you've heard a lot of bad rep about vegans, about how they can be so aggressive and the likes, and while some people may push my buttons about it, I would never force them to conform to my way of living. I've had other friends order what you order, and I happily pay for it. Why do you pay for it? I thought vegans discourage meat consumption. Because that's the nature of things. And instead of forcefully explaining to them that their diet is wrong, I prefer to be indifferent to their choices and move on. And more often than not, they'll do the same. Easier said than done. Well, of course. But even if I make no impact at all in this world, I may have lived my life quietly and virtuously. So after all this, living is about smoothly going from day to day. In a manner of speaking, yes. So, why did you become a vegan? I became a vegan because of how bad the carbon footprint is. It takes a lot more resources to cultivate enough livestock to feed the population, and sometimes those products end up as waste. How often? More than you think. And seeing how many animals die only to have their already processed meat thrown away, or to have many die to satisfy one's gluttony, it's like they existed for nothing. Now, I'm not calling you fat by any means, just stating my thoughts. You see, I don't go out of my way to bring others down to my level or to my train of thought, whereas other, less notable vegans would scream in your face for even entering a place like this. So that's why you chose this place? You wanted to show me that you're not one of them? That's one reason. That's one reason. Seems self-righteous, but whatever. Think of it what you will. Even if it's just one small minute difference, I'm happy knowing that they won't end up going to waste. They're not entirely wasted. Their corpses go nurture the ground below them, right? True, but then you make it sound like their only reason to live was to die and feed the earth. And that is something that doesn't sit well with me. Then, what would you say? That's a bit of a tough question to answer. We're talking about farm animals that were bred and raised to be killed and harvested, and yet some animal products never even make it through. Imagine being born unable to carry out the purpose destiny has laid out for you. For a cow, it's just a mirthless death. As for humans, I can't even describe... I can't even describe how terrible of a feeling it can be. I can only imagine, Monica. I think our food is ready. I'll go get it. Stand up and walk towards the counter. Sure enough, our food is ready. Come back and set it on the table. We eat and talk about school and such. Somehow, our conversation drifts to the nature of depression. What it is and such, as well as Sayori. We both try to discuss and find some answer to it. Of course, Monica is the way she is. Always has the need to be right. Hate to ask, but do you think, even if we try our best for Sayori, she may choose not to get better herself? That even if we do get her the love and care and help she needs, she may only go with it only to get us to be quiet? And that's not out of the realm of possibility. One of my cousins lost her son. For a year, she was always emotionally drained, depressed, thinking of her lost son, even got into alcoholism because of it. For a year, she was always emotionally drained and depressed, thinking of her lost son, even got into alcoholism because of it. We tried everything to help her out, different therapies, AA, sessions with others who have lost a child. But she didn't really do anything about it. She's long since lived on her own, out God knows where. She's probably dead. And that's what scares me the most. I worry Sayori might end up the same way. I don't like telling the story, but you should at least know. Did you tell Sayori the story? Oh, of course. She should know she isn't alone. I've lived and seen this time and time before as well. You mean, you've seen what I've seen? What are you talking about? You said you've seen this time and time again, right? Are you in a time loop like me? What? No, you have it all wrong, Illy. I mean that I've seen this situation play out before. First with my cousin, then Yuri, now Sayori. Oh. Something on your mind? Well, can I pick your brain about something? I'm all ears. Suppose the universe is infinite, and there are an infinite number of permutations. Do you think... I already know where this is going. It's a faulty proof. Saying there is an infinite amount of timelines the universe can take, only to suggest that it will come back to where it once started, is a faulty proof in its own logic. Oh, forgive me. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'll let you finish. Right. Putting math and logic aside, is it possible that an infinite universe could return where it once came from? It's hard to say. The logic is still strange. You're not referring to eternal recurrence, are you? I think I've heard of it, but I'm going to assume you'll explain it. Eternal recurrence states that the life you live is cyclical. That instead of having an infinite end to it, such as dying and going to heaven, you instead live your life all over again and there's nothing new to it. Alright, but what if one day a man has memories of his previous life? Wouldn't he want to change some parts of his life, make things right? Well, yes, it would only be natural for almost any human to do that. However, there are those who wouldn't want their life any other way. Why would they do that? They call it Amor Fati, or love of fate. For the sake of simplicity, it means they wouldn't want their life any other way. Don't bore me to death about loving your fate. I get it, it's the stoic hack to life. If you know it, then what seems to be the problem? I understand you're going through a hard time right now. You don't get it, Monica. I've lived this life over and over again. I only knew about Sayori's suicide because I've seen her die, time and time again. I've seen her hang herself, jump off the roof, stab herself with a knife. I know you're at the heart of it all because you're the last person she ever talked to. Ellie, that's nonsense. Is it, Monica? Yuri at least humored the idea. How else would I know all this? Maybe you passed out seeing her die for the first time and you're in a coma. Or you're in hell. Or maybe you're stuck in time. No, let me finish. But I'll assume that you're telling me the truth and that you are correct. You see this as being cyclical and that it's going to be an eternity. But your memories carry over. Yeah, I'm losing my shit because of it. Let me finish. This is a stretch, but that means your life is still linear, meaning there is still an end to it all. I don't have an answer for you, not now, or ever, if what you say is true. That's it? It'll get better and be over soon? Thanks for nothing. Ellie, this is something no person could possibly be prepared for. I'm sorry, I don't have everything you were hoping for, but no person could give you everything you want here. It's selfish to expect more than what nature provides. Truly am alone. Hey, I know you two are having a great time. We're closing now. Time to go. Yeah. Two of us walk out of the restaurant, making sure to leave our table as clean as when we got it. Well, this has been an interesting night. Agreed, but it doesn't mean it wasn't enjoyable. I guess. I'll see you later. Monica wishes me farewell as I walk off. I still recall our conversation earlier. Monica, you always do it. Again and again. You never admit you're wrong. Sob story or not, it always ends up like this. You always gotta have the last word. Eventually, make it back home, crash on the couch. Don't even bother turning on the lights. It's already too late into the night as it is. But, now that I think about it, I've learned so much from her. Maybe I was wrong about Monica.
Lies. All lies.
Who's there? Nothing. Just my imagination. I really need to sleep. It's been a long, tedious weekend. Still don't know what happened Friday. Whose voice has spoken to me? Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and ring those bells. That's all I have for today. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye, everyone.